Hey there, Vikings fans. I noticed that the Vikings weren't getting a whole lot of love here on YouTube for this 2014 NFL Draft, so I thought I'd make myself and for you a Minnesota Vikings draft video. Now, the Vikings are one of these teams that are in a tough spot, picking 8th overall. You would think that their immediate overall first need would be a quarterback. A couple years ago, they reached a little bit on Ponder, and it now appears. So they're looking quarterback again, but at 8th overall, you would think Bridgewater, Bortles, and Manziel are all going to be gone. So then you're reaching a little bit again like they did in the past if they go for a quarterback right there at 8. So now if they're not able to trade out of that spot, now I'm not going to talk trades, this is just a mock draft, so they're going to pick at 8th in my mock draft. I got them going Anthony Barr out of UCLA, possibly Khalil Mack if he would happen to still be there, but I think he's going to be long gone. So they'll most likely just go for one of the most explosive players left, and that would be Anthony Barr. Unless they wanted to go crazy and go wide receiver, say if a Mike Evans is possibly still there. Sammy Watkins will most likely be gone, but if Sammy Watkins was there at 8, they'd have to jump all over that. So you get into the second round, they pick 40th overall, I believe. Yes, they do pick 40th overall. Now, this is probably where they're going to go quarterback again. This is right around the area where I believe Derek Carr or Tajh Boyd are going to fall. Now, as a Vikings player, personnel guy, I would probably lean towards Tajh Boyd. He's a guy that reminds me of well, he's one of these quarterbacks that you might think that he runs with the ball. He's a scrambler just because he's black, but that's not necessarily the case. Tajh Boyd's a pass-first guy. He can use his mobility to escape the pass rush and still want to throw the ball. So it's crucial about this guy. That's what I like about him. So then when you get into the later rounds, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th, and 7th, things like this, they can look at wide receivers, cornerbacks, things like that, add some depth on the offensive line, maybe even a guard. Defensive line, maybe if they get Barr, maybe not so much, but a corner, I'm thinking maybe guys like Victor Hampton from South Carolina, maybe Colvin from Kansas State. These are guys that are going to be there around the 3rd round. If they wanted to look safety, maybe C.J. Barnett from Ohio State, Bailey from USC. Now that Barnett would be later in the draft, Bailey as early as the 3rd round. If they wanted to go guard, not a whole lot of guard, so they'd have to go guard early if they're looking for a guard. That's a potential starter someday for the Vikings. So then when you get into the later rounds, it's just a crapshoot at that point, fellers. So I don't know. That's it, Vikings fans. What do you think about the mustache? Thumbs up.